Hello again, friends, and welcome into another edition of Wrestling with Rusty right here on YouTube and Facebook for March the 10th, 2022. Sorry about the camera jerking bobble there if you saw that. I've got some medical issues right now with my bottom, so I cannot write for slamwrestling.net or anyone right now. But please go to www.slamwrestling.net. That's SLAMWRESTLANG.net, slamwrestling.net, and see my latest column on my longtime friend, Tommy Barrett, who wrestled in the 1980s as Tommy Angel. The story will tell you how we met, but I'll go into it briefly here. Somewhere around August of 1995, I was working at a radio station, Sports Radio 610, WFNZ Charlotte, in Charlotte, North Carolina, which was located in the same building at the time. It's no longer in that same building and no longer owned by the same company. But at the time, it was owned by the same company in the same building as Charlotte's home of rock and roll, 99.7 WRFX, Kannapolis, Charlotte's Fox, in Charlotte, North Carolina. And Tommy Barrett was a promotions director slash on-air weekend talent for WRFX 99.7 FM. And I was a control room board operator for its sister station, Sports Radio 610 AM WFNZ. A coworker of mine said that a coworker of mine knew that I was a wrestling fan because, as some of you may know, I've been a wrestling fan all of my life from age 3 till 53. I'm currently 53 years of age in 2022. So that's 50 years. And I knew many in the wrestling business, past and present. And the coworker knew that I was a wrestling fan. And he said, "Hey, do you know who works here?" I said, "No." He said, "Have you ever heard of Tommy Angel?" I said, "Yeah, I've heard of Tommy Angel." Tommy Angel was a job guy, which was the people that lose to bigger stars in professional wrestling. They now call them enhancement talent, but in those days, they were called jobbers. Tommy Angel lost to many people, making others look good. So, but that was his job. He worked in the WWF, WCW, the NWA, Atlantic Coast Wrestling, and South Atlantic Pro Wrestling, as well as various independent companies throughout the southeastern part of the United States. So check out the story on slamwrestling.net. But I'll tell you, Tommy Angel is a real good guy. He's a Christian guy. He lives in Greenville, South Carolina, now with his wife and child. His wife is Peggy Barrett. His child is Christopher Barrett. Tommy Barrett is Tommy Angel. And he's been a longtime friend of mine from 1995 to the present day of 2022. Rusty Laudermilk is a better person because of my friendship with Tommy Angel. Tommy Angel wrestled many greats that you may have heard of. Dino Bravo, The Undertaker, Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson, Jimmy Golden, Rick Martel, just about anybody who was anybody, Nelson Royal, just about anybody who was anybody in the 1980s in the NWA and WCW and also and 90s, the WWF at the time, now WWE. Tommy Angel wrestled most of them. He will not be a household name. Some of you will not know who Tommy Angel is. However, that's why I'm encouraging you to go to slamwrestling.net and check out the story that I wrote for slamwrestling.net on Tommy Angel. It'll tell you about his life as a professional wrestler in the 80s and 90s. It'll tell you why he got started and why he got out of the business and what he's doing now as a beer distributor in Greenville, South Carolina. That's going to do it for me, Rusty. I'm out of here. We'll see you next time. Remember, go to slamwrestling.net for all your wrestling news on Tommy Angel and many other great stories by myself and my colleagues Greg Oliver and Tommy Milano and many other people at slamwrestling.net. That's SLAMWRESTLING.net. Slamwrestling.net. For the story about Tommy Angel and many others in professional wrestling. That's going to do it for me, Rusty. I'm out of here. We'll see you next time for another edition of Wrestling with Rusty right here on YouTube and Facebook. And if you will allow me to do my suicide prevention promo in memory of the late Don Kernodle, professional wrestler Don Kernodle, who died in May of 2021 of suicide. If you or someone you know is thinking about committing suicide or has had battles with depression or is a veteran of this country and is in need of help in some way, please call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK. They're open every day of the year. They never close. Get help from there, and if you don't get help from there, get help from somewhere or someone you trust. Please remember, suicide is not the answer. It's not our job to decide when we leave this world. It's God's job to decide that. And you can always get help, even in the darkest of hours. Suicide is never the answer. You're going to have problems in your life. It's not always going to be perfect, but you don't need to commit suicide. You need to live on this earth as long as you can and then go be with God, but don't speed up the process. And I'll be glad to help you any way I can if you ever need that. So please feel free to call me at 724-826-0449. Please remember to like the videos on this channel. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. It helps me out. I do this for free. I don't get paid any money. And please remember to watch some of the other videos on this channel. It's not just pro wrestling. It's pro wrestling. It's Pittsburgh Steelers. It's about life in a wheelchair. It's about old girlfriends. It's about various things. And it'll continue to get better as time goes along. So please tell your friends and your neighbors and anyone you know to like the videos on this channel, subscribe to the channel, and watch the other videos on this channel. Thank you to the roughly 10,800 people that have seen my videos to this point. I started the channel in March of 2020. So even though I only have 94 subscribers as of this video, I have over 10,800 views or something like that. So thank you all for your past, present, and future support. And we'll see you here next time for another edition of Wrestling with Rusty right here on YouTube and Facebook. And one last comment. Don't forget to go to slamwrestling.net in the Matt Matters section and look for the story on Tommy Angel. There's also a search bar up there that you can search. Put in the name Tommy Angel, and it should take you right to his story. Also, please remember to call me if you got any questions, comments, concerns about anything past, present, or future on this channel at 724-826-0449. I don't know when I'll be writing for slamwrestling.net again because I am under medical care right now, but I'll be getting back as soon as I can. So special thanks to Greg Oliver, the owner and editor of slamwrestling.net, and Tommy Milano, a reporter of slamwrestling.net, and anyone else there at slamwrestling.net, based out of Canada, but you can see it here in the United States. I'm Rusty, and we'll see you next time right here for another edition of Wrestling with Rusty right here on YouTube and Facebook. Take care, everybody, and remember, happy wrestling. Thank you.